Hey everyone, how you guys doing today? Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Maybe because I have my mic set to standard mode. Because I think voice isolation is just a little bit of extra artifacting and stuff. Which if I speak in a lower voice or something like that, doesn't really get picked up super well. So I'm gonna do that because I feel like looking like this, I don't mind nearly as much as looking down. Like I don't know, I feel like that looks weird on the video. But anyways, so essentially several videos ago when I decided to install Rough. I'm sorry, like these videos are gonna be like sleepy tired version of me, so random long pauses, please expect them. I'm sorry. Um, and for you guys, it's like, oh, this has been the last 3 days in a row. I'm sorry. Because it's not for me, and I know I'm stretching it out, but whatever. Well, I mean, I'm not stretching it out per se. I'm honestly like trying to record this in real time, kinda. No, and like I said, I'm not like super far ahead. And today I'm gonna get a little bit farther ahead because it's just like I'm just this is kind of how I'm motivating myself to do this. Like, I'm just gonna record it, and just the pressure of being recorded and going on YouTube will push me through. Oh my god, I died coughing. That's weird. It's like something's in my throat. Um, is like the pressure that this is going on YouTube is gonna be like, okay, you gotta do something. Um, anyways, got a little thing stuck in my hair. I'm like seriously bad dandruff, like primarily because I don't. Um, I think I underhydrate my scalp. Um, which makes it worse if I like when I go outside. I go for like some seriously brisk walks multiple times, and it's hot weather as well, so I get kind of sweaty coming in. Not like super duper sweaty, but I've noticed that like if I don't do that, right? If I don't go out and get sweaty the next year, like my head, like and everything feels fine, which is irritating because it's it's like the perfect wake up scheme that you need in the evening that'll help you keep going for several more hours without adding caffeine and ruining your sleep schedule, right? Even though my sleep schedule is pretty shit, anyways. um, so, getting back to the thing I was trying to say before I got distracted. With Rough, a few videos ago when I decided to install Rough, um, because it was the end of one video and then I think the next video I actually had already installed it. I I saw that I had asked or put forth the question which I never resolved, was that whether or not if I installed Rough into you with UV tool install, right? So that it still runs in its own isolated environment, and I remove UV, remove Rough from the dev dependency, will the VS Code extension still pick it up? This was a question I had because I was at that point still debating, and then I never answered it because in my head, I decided, you know what, it's better to have it as a dev dependency and as part of the Pi project toml, because it confirms that every instantiation of your repo will always have access to it, right? Rather than someone forgetting to install Rough, which will be a problem because it's in the Pi project toml. You'll see you can configure Rough specifically for each one, right? And the thing is, what if at a certain point, like Rough, like changes its API or something like that, right? And a new repo you created has that new rough, and then the old one has the old rough, so the actual config is also a mismatch with the type. So this way you just eliminate all of that when you're working with other people. Just put it as a dev dependency. It's not a big deal. I don't think it's relying on anything that would create like a dependency conflict, or a serious dependency conflict with anything that is of importance, because otherwise like it's actively getting in the way. So okay, um, but regardless, I had created a task for it, test rough picked up from UV tool install and VS Code extension, and make that a video. So I am doing that right now. So for the first step of that, I believe I already have it installed. Yeah, see? UV rough is right there. I have a feeling when I call UV sync, things will get removed. These lines will get removed. So I'm just going to copy these just in case. Is my app still running? Yes, it is. So I'm just going to... why did I open up the terminal? Yeah. I want to do UV remove rough dash group dev. So because it's a dev dependency, if you just do UV, I'll even show you. If you just do UV remove rough, it'll be like it'll tell you that the dependency rough cannot be found in project.dependencies. And then it right away tells you like, hey, rough is in the dev group, try UV remove rough group dev, right? And the reason there's group dev instead of just dev is because I think there's arbitrary dependency groups you can make if you need for whatever purposes, like staging QA, whatever, right? You can have like different levels of needs, and you can group them separately. I believe, and so a dev dependency group, even though it has a special flag for when you're installing, when you're uninstalling, you have to specify it like this, which I'm not sure why. Why not just do UV remove rough dash dev, and have that literally just be an alias for dash group dev? But I don't know. These are decisions above my pay grade. Now I'm gonna cry as I uninstall rough. Bye baby, bye baby, bye baby. Okay, see, it's gone. I'm gonna do a quick UV sync, and then we are going to UV tool install rough. Solve one package. It's literally self-dependent. It needs nothing, and I bet like the others are also the same. Anyways, because I feel like it kind of suck at his job if it didn't, right? If it got in the way, which was my major malfunction with dev dependencies, and I guess I should have just gone and looked, and I'm just presuming. Now we know rough is definitely like that. Let's just do the rest. To install Flake 8. Oh, because I misspelled it. I'm like, what is that? How did that happen? Oh, Flake 8 actually relies on other packages, but not rough. So rough is extra okay as a dev dependency because it's literally self-reliant. Okay, UV tool if remove Flake 8. Okay, UV tool dash help. Install, upgrade, uninstall. Okay. I'm not sure why it's uninstall versus remove in like base UV add package, UV remove package, but here it's install and uninstall. I don't know. My OCD is being hardcore triggered right now. But anyways, UV tool uninstall Flake 8. Okay, so 4 packages were resolved. The only one was, oh well, whatever. So, UV tool rough dash dash version. Sorry, the run rough dash dash version. That's 0.12.9. So 0.12.9 is now officially not in our system. It is not in our environment variable, and 0.12.0 is what is shipped with the VS Code extension. So let's check late output. Wait, first let's restart. Yeah, let's restart rough. I'm gonna hit this. We're gonna go on output. I'm gonna hit the filter for rough, and boom, it's using the regular one. It is using the one from the tool, right? Because otherwise, I mean, it would have some sort of weird thing. Let's actually double check that. Let's make sure that that's not the VS Code installed one. Let me see. Where does UV tool install install packages by default? No, that's not what I mean. You know what? I'm just gonna go to the boom Astral Docs. So this is basically mostly talking about UVX. Just trying to get the info on slow word refreshing cache, but ignore the installed version. Okay. Did I run UV sync? I ran UV sync, right? Before I did the okay, cool. I just want to make sure about that. And I'm pausing the video because my mom's calling me, and I'm a good boy. All right, so where was I? Okay, UV by default, the UV tools directory is named tools and is in the UV application state directory. Location may be customized with the UV tool dir environment variable. Oof. So this is the one that came bundled with VS Code, which was already 0.12.9. So fucking pointless exercise. Fucking pointless exercise. This is so irritating. This is genuinely super irritating right now. I could just tell, hey, install the VS Code extension. But no, I think installing it in the virtual environment is still the way to go. And I mean, they say it themselves. Installing is it for very specific cases. Let's see what they say. Tool versions, tools directory. Let's just double check what the directory is, because maybe the docs are outdated. I don't think so with UV. Yeah, .local share UV tools, and this goes to local bin rough. So this is definitely from if I do UV tool run for a tool that's installed, does that, because I know UV tool run is alias for UV tool X. Okay, so once it, I just asked the question, was the instantly answer. So once a tool is installed with UV tool install, UVX will use the installed version by default. So it still has its own isolated environment and stuff, but it uses the installed version. Right? But why is it not getting picked up? Let me just echo. Well, let me clear first, just so it's easier to see. Echo dollar path. Is it even in my path? Framework, homebrew, comment. These are all. Okay, so UV tool is actually not added to the. What? Where is UV installed then? Oh, UV dash help. Init add remove version sync lock export tree display the project's dependency tree. I actually want to see what it looks like. I mean, it's probably super simple, but I wonder if it shows like the whole UV lock thing, because that'd be kind of cool. To manage Python versions, pip, venv, build Python packages into source distributions and wheels publish, cache, self, uv self dash help. Oh, it's, I was like looking up here, like at the top, and I'm like, what? And it's actually down here. Command update version. UV install directory. Salt to local bin. Okay, so it picks it up from the high level local bin, and I believe that's users mercy. Local bin is exactly the first stop, and then it's all of this business. Which Python do I end up using? Let me see if it shows me. If I go to environment. Output. Let's see if I have Python. I do have Python. ID sys prefix. Just trying to figure out which Python it's using, like which Python path, just because I am curious. I feel like I do remember seeing it at some point. Shift P Python. You know what? I'm not gonna go down this one because there's not much of a point of checking this, because I know, like I'll eventually find out. I'm like, yes, it is true, and but this is one thing where, I mean, if you're watching this video as an absolute beginner, actually, yeah, go for it. You should totally do that. But, and I have been coming to a lot of things like an absolute beginner, especially in places where I just genuinely don't have enough understanding, like with logging. Like I specifically went into a lot of detail with logging. I'm going into some detail with rough, but today is the last day of rough. I mean, not for you guys, but for me. So for me, I feel like this is something I know for a fact is correct because the UV created the virtual environment and is using the virtual environment from UV. Okay, that gave me an idea as I said it. Let me just check UV python dash dash help list install. Oh, UV python dir. Okay, that's what I thought as well. UV python list. So so 3.12.11 here points to this C Python version. I don't know what this is about. 3.12.4 this is the one I had installed on my system to begin with, or not had installed, I'd installed separately. Like I installed Python like from the Python standalone installer, and it's created this really weird looking mess of a path where the Python is installed. And then I have Python 3.9.6 here, which is the system Python. How do you know which Python is part of this current environment? And now I'm just curious how to see. I was just saying I shouldn't do this. I'm like, fuck it. I'm tired today. Let me just Google and have fun. I'm just gonna Google. I'm just gonna type some stuff in the terminal. I'm gonna type some stuff in the IDE. I'll have some fun. This is fun, right? Like, I mean, I think so. How to see the path of Python that VNV is using. There you go. Yeah, this was the thing, is it? Do I have to do UV run which Python, or how do I do that? Which Python? 3.12. UV run Python dash version. And the one at user local bin Python 3.12. Okay, so this could have tripped people up, but I thankfully remembered that UV by default, because UV is amazing, installs the typed version or the numerical version. Here, I think they might say it if I do it in the UV Python help. If I just do that. Oh, what did I do? Or maybe, is it UV help Python? Yeah, UV Python, UV help Python. Okay, it's not in this one. UV Python install. I believe it's on the official docs. At least I remember reading this very clearly. Installed version to your path 3. UV only installs a versioned executable by default. To install Python and Python 3 executables, include the experimental default option. Right, so to have like just use Python or just use Python 3, which I believe I have Python 3 installed as. Yeah, see, if I go Python 3, because that was the Python I had installed. You know what? I'm actually gonna uninstall that. Uninstall Python. Mac installed from standalone installer. Actually, let me check. Maybe I installed it through Brew. FFmpeg, FLAC. Well, I screwed that up. It's either dash h or dash help. List all installed formula and casks. If formula is provided, summarize the paths with its current keg. If cask is provided, list its artifacts. Okay. So yeah, okay. Brew list is the correct command. That's what I was just checking. I was just making sure. I didn't realize you guys were all just seeing my nose basically right there. But I was just double checking that brew list actually listed the installed things. Because I remember, I think this might have been with apt in Ubuntu/Debian. Or Debian Ubuntu, I guess. I don't know how to say it. Or I guess Debian-based distros. That's the real thing, because Ubuntu is a Debian-based distro. Anyways, I think it was apt, where if you did apt list, it just listed everything in its index, which is kind of insane. I don't know why I remember that, and that just kind of like, I'm like, let me just double check that really quickly. So yeah, I don't see Python anywhere, and ABCD. Okay, so this is ordered, thankfully. Alphabet A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. Okay, P11, Pango, PCRE, Pixman, Rave. Okay, so yeah, it's not through Brew. I'm just gonna take a moment to just go ahead and uninstall my old Python, because I just don't want to have this complicated path bullshit. No, I don't want to uninstall that one. Just go to Python. Let's just documentation docs. Okay, well, that's not helpful. Looking for a specific release. Let's say I just take 3. Okay. I just got lost in my own thoughts for a little bit there. How do we uninstall? How to uninstall Python that was installed from from standalone installer Mac. I'm gonna just check this answer. Hopefully, it'll have something. Let me see if I can just do Python 3. Sorry, 3 dash dash help. Issue warnings, down right, command, turn on parser, ignore Python environment variables such as Python path, print this help message and exit. Inspect interactively, isolate Python from the user's environment, run library modules as a script, terminates option list. Okay. Is it pip 3? Yeah, it is pip 3. Jesus Christ. How do I just deleting the files enough? Is that really it? I recall there being like a Python uninstall script, like in Python directly, that just took care of this for you. So this Reddit post has some. If you mess with user bin, you're getting trash. Okay, so this guy, I just went straight. I often skip straight to the comments. This guy's problem is something completely different. How do I go back? Here. I already deleted all the old ones. Okay. Evaluation version? No, fuck that. I'm not using like some bullshit paid for. Yeah. Nope. Nectoni. Let's see if Nectoni has an answer. You kidding me? Can I just go to applications? Applications. I'm just gonna find her. Applications. Lists. Gotta be kidding me. Hmm. Was it? How do you see hidden files Mac shortcut? I always forget this. Command Shift period. That's what I thought. No. The reason I'm confused here, I just kind of want to delete this and be done with my life, but that I feel like the Python path is in library frameworks and stuff. So that doesn't make sense to me. Library folder, checks. Remove them. Jesus. Okay. I mean, I'm not doing it this way. Look at the table of contents. God, there's so much. I honestly don't even remember what this video was about. I think it was about the UV tool install stuff, and then I did that, and then I got distracted with uninstalling my old Python because I wanted to be the only Python on my system. Sorry, I want the UV managed Python to be the only Python on my system. Let me see if I can just search this. Uninstall. Jesus. It's not access the. You know, honestly, I think as long as I just keep using UV, this is not going to be a problem for me. So I think I'm just going to leave it. But now it's stuck in my head. What was the original Stack Overflow? This current Python versions on those security stats really seem to use Python for Mac. Less available. Okay, this is just like a walkthrough of how the Python installer works. Okay, which then runs. Default install will include 3.13 folder in your applications folder and a framework, library frameworks, python.framework, which includes the Python executable libraries. The installer adds this location to your shell's path. To uninstall Python, you can remove these three things. Symlinks to the Python executable are placed in user local bin. Okay. So is that what I've seen earlier? UV Python list. Yeah, user local bin Python 3.12 and user local bin Python 3. These are symlinks to these other ones, which are library frameworks. Okay. All right. See, I'm install Python. You can remove these three things. Recent versions of macOS include a Python 3 command in user bin Python 3 that links to a usually older and incomplete version of Python provided by and for use by the Apple development tools, Xcode, or the command line tools for Xcode. You should never modify or attempt to delete this installation, as it is Apple controlled and used by Apple provided or third-party software. If you choose to install a newer Python version, you will have two different but functional Python installations on your computer that can coexist. The default installer option should ensure that its Python 3 will be used instead of the system Python 3. Okay, fair. You can remove these three. So to uninstall, they've only listed two things: a Python 3.13 folder in your applications folder. Got it. I already saw that. A framework, library frameworks, python.framework, which includes the Python executable and libraries. The installer adds this location to your shell path. To uninstall Python, you can remove these three things. Symlinks to the Python executable are placed in user local bin. Okay, I'm very scared of modifying my path because I did that once many moons ago and screwed up loads of things. But I do want to uninstall this because it's just driving me nuts, and now I've spent too much time, and it has to be the end of the video that I'm doing this. Okay, let's just double check our path again. Echo $path, not ecod. There's nothing called ecod. I'm just going to copy this into a note, a new note here. What do I want to name this note? This is my path. User friendly. What I mean by user friendly is I'm going to find every colon. Library frameworks, Python framework version, bin, homebrew bin. Actually, nah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this actually. have the semicolons at the start. Okay. So there it is in the path. Oh, and I'm getting a call. I'm gonna pause the recording for a moment. It's my wife.